Sonic Frontiers is a good game. That doesn't make it a perfect one, however, and it has plenty of issues. So I was pretty surprised when it was announced that there was going to be a Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition, or should I say it was basically leaked because apparently some Asian game thing rated it or something like that. Yeah, the details are kind of weird, but if this is a true leak and we are getting a Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition, I think that's pretty cool. While I would rather get other Sonic games on modern platforms, adventure games, Heroes, Unleashed, Black Knight, literally any of those, maybe some handheld games like Advance or Rush, I still think a Frontiers Definitive Edition would be cool, as long as they take a few proper steps. For one, cut the Nintendo Switch 1 from the lineup of platforms. Even if they were to make any enhancements, I feel like they wouldn't work as well if they were made with the Switch 1 in mind, because either the advancements wouldn't go far enough, or Switch 1 users wouldn't even be able to enjoy the advancements to their fullest. So I say just cut Switch 1 from platforms, and just focus on Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, and maybe, if they want to, they can do Xbox One and PS4, at the very least. But yeah, cut Switch 1 from platforms entirely. Secondly, they're going to need to do a lot of things, aside from changing the graphics. Obviously, they're going to want to fix pop-in, have more stable frame rates, stuff like that, improve graphical effects, animations, stuff like that. However, other than that, I mean, there's a lot of gameplay stuff that I want them to change. For one, I mean, make the homing attack rebound faster, especially in cyberspace. Speaking of cyberspace, those controls need to be overhauled, hopefully to make them on par with Shadow Generations. That would be cool. And also maybe change up the level design of cyberspace a little bit, maybe make S ranks harder to get, stuff like that. And also, if we're going to have the updates included, first off, tone down Spin Dash and make it a part of the skill tree or a part of his moveset. But at base, make Sonic's boost kill enemies upon touching them. We could also have more in-depth skill trees for the characters, and I suggest we do this by, if they're making the updates a part of the game, they axe the original ending of Frontiers entirely, lean entirely in onto the final horizon, and they make it so that when you free a character from cyberspace, you unlock them as a playable character that you can play as instead of Sonic, which I think would be an interesting change-up. The only time you'd be forced to play as Sonic would be on Rhea Island, because, obviously story stuff, but also you would be able to play, or be forced to play Sonic during Titan fights. Other than that, you can switch between Sonic and the respective character on the island whenever you want, and this would allow them to build up a more in-depth skill tree for the three playable characters, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. And honestly, I think that would be really cool, because Tails, Knuckles, Amy all felt pretty underbaked in Final Horizon, so changing that to make them have a little bit more meat on their bones would be cool. And also just like fixing the Final Horizon in general, making it a bit more structured, more balanced, stuff like that, that would be cool. I don't know, make there an actual Titan replay mode. All of this stuff would be really cool. Make it like a $10 upgrade if you already own the game, and if you buy it again, maybe slash Frontiers original price like $40, make this Definitive Edition $60, and we got a pretty good Definitive Edition on our hands. There doesn't even need to be that much new content. Just fix what Frontiers already had, and you already have a good Definitive Edition. Although I wouldn't mind new content. I hope it doesn't have to do with Shadow, though, because, oh my god, I'm tired of Shadow, man. We had the Year of Shadow, and I'm all shadowed out. Give us a new character, I swears. Silver. When's Silver gonna get anything? I don't know, Blaze. Bro, I'd take anyone over Shadow, man. Because, yeah, Shadow... I wouldn't say that I hate him. I actually really like Shadow, but he doesn't need to get everything. We can have other characters take the spotlight. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about is, hopefully, if they don't take my Final Horizon route where they, like, bake all the DLC into the base game, I hope that all the DLC is bundled in onto the game, so there's no download required. That would at least be cool, so updates and the other cosmetic DLCs are preserved. Maybe they could even add more cosmetic DLC. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to shortly talk about what they could do for Frontiers Definitive Edition, because honestly, the more I've thought about it, the more excited I've gotten about it, because it's just like a really cool idea to go back to Frontiers, polish it up, and make it the best game it could be. Because sure, we could use this to get a new Sonic game, a new spin-off, or a remake of a much older game, because don't get me wrong, I'd love a Rush trilogy more than Frontiers Definitive Edition if they like remade all of the Rush games and made them more modern. That would be insanely cool. But at the same time, if this is what we're getting, and it's overhauls Frontiers to be one of the greatest Sonic games, I mean, I'm not complaining. I already love Frontiers, and Better Frontiers sounds really good to me. But that's all from me. Peace.